Hello everyone, welcome to my second video ever. I am just recording this because I am bored and you're probably bored, and unless you've been living under a rock or something, you probably know why. So I'm just working on the 20th episode of my webcomic that I've been posting on Webtoon. If you would like to read it, it's in the link in the description below. It's very good. So right now I'm just lining the panels. Before I started recording, I already had the rough sketches for each of the panels. I definitely consider line art as one of my favorite parts of drawing comics because it's the part where I get to make everything look super pretty, especially if the rough sketch underneath isn't too detailed, so I get to make up the details and I get to think about the dimensions and how to make everything look finalized. So for my webcomic, I choose a style where the line art is very thin. It's pretty uncommon compared to other styles. I like it because it looks very sleek, it looks very simplistic, and it's very simple to the eye, and I find it very pleasant, and I think everybody should choose a style that they think looks best to them. I think what it comes down to is just looking at a lot of other artists' work and finding out what you like in them and what you don't like, and taking the elements that you enjoy and putting little snippets of it in your art. It's always more enjoyable if you're working a style that you personally have a connection with. At first, I thought that this style would be hard to work with because with thin line art, you're actually drawing more details. Because the line art is so thin, when you're working with thick line art, you can make the lines so thick that you don't have to draw as much. I definitely thought that, but after working this for a while, I've realized that with thin line art, you can have wobbly lines and pretty bad line quality, and as you can see when I'm zooming in some parts, but when you zoom out, it's not really noticeable, and people don't really care about it, especially because I'm drawing a webtoon and it's read on a small mobile phone screen. Nobody's gonna notice the one wobble compared to if you have really thick line art. Every line that you make is essential to make the picture look 3D and pretty. The character that I'm drawing right now is actually one of my least favorite characters to draw, just because he has black hair, and black hair is super hard to line because I have to go through an extra step to fill in the hair, and there's always small corners where the filling or the paint bucket tool doesn't fill, and I have to go in and fix these parts, and it's just a lot of work. Also, his hair is very long, so sometimes it covers his eyebrows, and I think eyebrows are pretty important in showing the emotion of the characters. So without the eyebrows, I have to go through an extra step to make sure that the eyes capture the emotions that I want to convey. And it's usually a pretty big hassle, so I usually don't enjoy drawing this character. And you can probably tell if you follow me on Twitter, you'll probably know that I usually post drawings of the other characters, not this character, and that is the reason why. So for the final panel here, I don't know what I was thinking. I was probably bored, so I sketched something else, and then I went back to what was actually going to be in that panel, and this is one of the panels that I didn't actually plan for. I just went with the flow, and it's one thing I like about comics. And here you can see an exact example of what I was talking about with the eyebrows. So before I drew his hair, you can actually tell very easily what kind of emotion he's feeling. He's very determined to apologize. But once I added the hair, you can't really tell because the eyebrows are covered, so I had to adjust his eyes to make sure that it still shows the same emotion. So it's just a lot of work to draw this character. A very fun part about drawing comics is drawing the different expression of the characters. And if I'm looking at their expression and I'm smiling, it's a good sign that I've done it. So when I recorded the Speedpaint, I intentionally skipped the coloring part because it's just very boring, because everybody knows how to use paint bucket tool and it's just not very entertaining to watch. So let me know if you actually want to see me coloring and see me use the paint bucket tool. But the thing is, with my style, it's just flat colors and it's literally just me using paint bucket tool over and over. That's it. So for now I'm just gonna skip it, and now we're at the part where I am making the backgrounds. So this part is kind of annoying. I don't like it as much as inking, but it's great to be able to finalize the panels and add the special effects that help communicate the meaning of each panel and make everything super dramatic. That's what I like to do. And as you can see, I am trying to look through all of the assets that I've downloaded from Clip Studio Paint. I mean, it's a great thing about Clip Studio Paint. It's what I love about Clip Studio Paint, is that there is thousands and thousands of assets that you can download straight from the internet, and I am super lazy, so it's just great to have pre-drawn material that you can just drag in and you don't really have to worry about it because it usually looks super nice. And it's what I usually do for backgrounds. Because Clip Studio Paint is a software made for making comics, mainly, so you can find a lot of just special effects on the assets website. And as you can see, I am looking at a couple here. If you're looking for an asset, you can definitely go in the search bar and search whatever you're looking for. One of the tricks that I found is that because a lot of the assets are posted from Korea or Japan, the language is kind of different. So if you search, for example, special effect in English, you're only gonna get certain results. If you want more results, then what you can do is you can put it into Google Translate. Usually it'll have different versions in Japanese or Korean, but you can try all of these if you're really determined to find the assets that you want. Or something else that you can do is just find an asset similar to the one that you want, and you can check if it has hashtags, and when you click the hashtags, it'll take you straight to the sort of similar categories of assets that you are looking for, and you might just find the one that you're looking for right there. If you're really determined to find a specific assets, it'll probably be there. You just have to look for it, and you just have to take a little time. After putting in the assets and the special effects, I am now working on the two panels that require more detailed backgrounds. So right now, with the second panel where the character is sitting on the stairs, I went into Google SketchUp and found the exact perspective that I was looking for. I exported it as a 2D JPEG and imported. Because I'm working on my iPad, I had to upload it onto Google Drive and then download it into my iPad and then use Clip Studio Paint to import the JPEG. It's a lot of work, so I don't really enjoy this part that much. I am just super lazy and I just want to get things done. So after I import the backgrounds, I am now working on the final touches. I'm using a bubble brush to emphasize the movements in order to make my message with the panels more clear. Usually this part is just the final stages, and after this I'm pretty much done. So this video is sort of a little bit of everything. If you have a specific topic that you would like to listen to me explain, then feel free to make the suggestion in the comments below. I will be glad to hear it, and I might take it and make a video out of it. Have a good day.